pretty it is. I bought it, the same time that I bought the grasses to put up those pots at the front. And let me move this here. But it's been lying. Yeah, it's been lying in the backyard. So I've just brought it. I thought I'll put it here in the front so it can get good light because it needs the sun. But oh, it's pretty. Look at these flowers. When I bought it, it didn't have the blooms, but they opened up over the last couple of days, and the pink is so pretty. Oh, I like it a lot. But I need to water it. Look, I didn't water it, and leaves are so shriveled and soft. Yeah, so that's there. I'll water it just now, but I wanted to show you the Aeoniums that are waking up, and now it's gone cooler. They're all waking up. So these look okay. These sunburst, look, they're starting to get color and they're nice and bright. And this was that crested one. There is a bit of crest, I think, still at the bottom there. But anyway, I don't mind. This one's fine. I'll just cut up the leaves or the big rosettes and put it elsewhere. And this one hasn't actually gone. Well, it did go dormant, but it didn't look so bad. And this one also, because they get a bit of shade here under this birch tree. So the one that's at the front, that one closed up really tight. So you can see this one's opened up as well. It stayed mostly open, and now that it's awake, because they like the cooler months, it's looking good still. But I don't like all the Aeoniums. I should say not. I should rephrase that. I don't like some that open up, or I don't like them in the growing season because it looks ugly. Like this one here, this red ones. Don't really like them. I mean, I'll put some footage of what they look like during summer when it's so hot. They sort of close up and they have this deep or mostly closed up rosette. But now that it's awake, look, it looks so, I don't know, they got no form to it. When I put that footage, you'll see what I'm talking about, because now it looks like so fully opened, and some leaves are bigger than the other. It's just not very pleasing. But yeah, it's mostly this black one that's like that. This, I don't know, it's a common one. It's not an expensive one. Yeah, so you can see it here as well. This black, see, it's the same one. I cut and propagated it here, and look how terrible this looks. Yeah, and this one was really sad over summer and closed up. Oh, you can see this one's still closed. This one's like a real tight rosette. So now that it's cooler, this one's opened up more. Looks a bit better, but yeah, that doesn't, as I said, that doesn't look too bad. See, the leaves are not off shape, but this black one gets really misshapen when it starts growing. And I don't have too many here. Oh, I've got that green one that I moved there. Yeah, see this? This one's still, this one's still pretty dormant. It looks like a little rose. This was under that nectarine tree. I just put it here because I don't want it to stay there and get big. It was here, around here. So I moved it just to that spot there. I'll take it out from there. That's just a temporary space. Okay, that motorbike has moved on with this big racket. I've come into my neighbor's yard to show you the side of this wall. And I've got these Aeoniums here. You can see that one's still closed off, and they're starting to open up. But I don't like the black here. It's so dark. It's not very eye-catching, so I might change that black out and put some of the green Aeoniums there, so it just brightens up that side of it. So yeah, that's to be replanted. And I was thinking of putting the sunburst there, but that spot there on my neighbor's side gets really scorched, and when it's summer these sunburst will be terrible. They won't be able to manage. So what I'll do is I'll just put this normal common green ones, this one here. I might cut that up and put a few of those rosettes on that side by the vertical garden. So when it's summer, even if it closes up, it won't look as bad, and the green will be so nice and bright against that rock. And then I was going to give you an update of the other Ionium in the back. Remember that one that I did a report? Oh, there's one here under there that's in recovery, that crested Ionium that had root rot or some rot going on in it. And I cut off, I cut up the plant and took pieces and propagated them. So that one's been fine. I just need to pick up that pot. It survived since January, and January, it was dormant. So let me go and show you the ones at the back. So I don't have, or do I? No, I don't have any. Oh, I have them here. The Ioniums that I put here. This is also the sunburst crest, but I cut this before it had root rot, and I just put it here because it was falling aside. And that's another one that I don't know what it is, what type it is. My friend gave me that, and she gave me the crest as well. I'll show you. Remember, in my earlier January video, it was here and it had completely fallen apart, and I had to pull it out. I didn't even realize it was dying, but lucky I managed to save it. But that one crest, I cut so many pieces, and not all of it survived. So there they are here. So that one's good. That one survived, and it's waking up, and it's still got some mealybugs. Oh no, I have to clean that. But look, this one didn't make it, and that one's okay, and this one completely gone. Yeah, but I still got a few, so that's okay. I need to just clean this one up. I had it at the side, I brought it here. And that under there, this one used to be in the black pot and had mealybugs. So I saved them, and it's ready to grow again. Oh, I'm scaring the birds here. Yes, so that's that. I think I need to plant that out somewhere properly now. Take it out of this pot. That's still quite a bit. Okay, what else? Let me get to other stuff that I need to do. Oh, there's one more here. Yeah, see, this one looks so pretty. And it's opening up now, because you can see that's still sort of closed, and they look so good when they're dormant, so I don't mind them. But when they open up, that black one gets terrible. This one's starting to do that too. See, it looks, don't like it so open. See, compared to this, to that. Right. So I'll just take you along. I've got a few other things to do. Like I need to repot that aloe. So I'm going to dig this one out because it's got so many babies. It's going to take over this whole place here. To put it in a pot, contain it. I originally planned on putting it in this pot, but that's too big and I can use it for something else. So I just used a normal black pot, one of these small pots, to just put that aloe in, and I placed it here ready, so I can just add the soil in and pull out the aloe and put it. But as I was looking at it, I noticed that the bottom is looking a bit dark, so I just need to check if it's getting any root rot as well. It got really windy, so I just decided to record this separately. Yeah, so that bottom of it does look a bit discolored, but anyway, let me just uproot it so I can see what's going on. Yeah, you can see so much of babies. This thing grew so much over the summer, and not too hard to take out, thankfully. But look at all those roots, so much. And that's what it does. These aloes get so much of roots, and they can take over the whole space. But yeah, so at least now if I put it in the pot, it can be contained there rather than killing all the other plants next to it. And yeah, that does look a bit discolored there, so I'll have to just clean it up and see. I'm not sure. Yeah, so I got my trusty cinnamon out, and I cleaned the leaves from the bottom of that aloe, and it didn't look bad. It hadn't gotten to the stem, so I just pulled out the bottom leaves and put some cinnamon over it, so if there's any bacterial infection or anything like that, it will stop it. So I just dabbed as much cinnamon as I could all around, because if there is anything going on, it can spread, but that cinnamon will help it. And yeah, that pot was the right size. The other one would have been too big, so I'm glad I didn't waste my pot on the aloe. Not that I don't like this aloe. You can see it's growing so nicely. That leaves are so perfect. It's got no scarring on it, but I don't know if that's because it wasn't getting enough sun that it's so lovely and green, because I've got the mother plant in the front yard, and that looks so terrible. And maybe, I don't know what type of aloe this is, but these aloes are prone to get I don't know what, it gets like sort of brown stems, and it looks terrible. And I found ants in the one in front as well, so I just potted that up. And yeah, both of those plants, you can see even with all the babies, that pot was sufficient for them, and it can still grow. And they like to grow in the cooler months as well. So now hopefully it'll be thriving here, because it's not too far from its original spot, so it's not going to get burnt or anything like that, but just hopefully the soil stays drier. Yeah, I think it's, I don't know, I don't know why, because now this is the second plant, because that Aeonium was in the same bed and also got root rot, so the soil is not drying out quickly there. And it could be because I planted that maple tree. Maybe it's giving it some shade. That's why it's doing this. Okay, so let me just fill it up. That's it. Okay, I just pulled out all the extra roots that were left behind by that aloe. And, I wanted to pull this Hawatia out because it just wasn't looking right. And you could see there's some discoloration also on this. And this never looked like this. It was always so green. And yeah, so I decided to pull it out and just check it. And yeah, you can see those leaves at the bottom. They're all brown, and it wasn't like that. So I decided to clean it up and see what was going on. Maybe it was too dry, or and it didn't even seem too wet because you can see the root ball is not soaked or anything. But I don't know what happened to it. May it's probably the airflow. So yeah, look how much of leaves I picked out, and it just got worse and worse and worse as I started picking out the leaves. So I had to clean it up properly. Okay, it was so windy, so I just had to stop there for a while. But look, lucky I came and checked this. This whole thing was just rotting. And it did so well over the summer. It grew so beautifully. And this is now all that I have. I've had to separate it, and oh, this one I didn't clean yet, but look, it was like this, all soft and terrible. So I'll clean that off, and I'm going to um put them in a small shallow pot maybe. Yeah, I think it didn't like it, or it was just maybe too wet for it. But anyway, lucky I saw that. Pretty hot here. Right, so I'll plant it up and I'll show you, and I'll put some elsewhere as well. But look at this gasteria. Now you can see it's growing so good. Hope nothing happens to my gasteria. Anyway, these two leaves broke and I shoved them in here, and they've also caught on. Look at the new growth. How cute is that? And that leaf as well. This is just a leaf I shoved there. It's got its babies growing. And the gasteria flowers are so pretty. So I hope nothing happens to this one. I've got backups though. So, but this is so big. Maybe I might take this massive one here and keep it in a pot. Yeah, I think I shall just do that to be on the safe side. But yeah, I think it got too full and there's no air circulating. That's why these ones that Hawate got rotten. So let me just pot that up. Right, see all that gaping hole there? Anyway, this is the aloe. You can see how that looks. It's good there. Yeah. And where did I put that? Yes, so I planted this Hawatia here. Put it in this little elephant pot. Look how cute it is. It's so cute there. Yeah, so I put it in dry soil and I put I didn't put cinnamon. I need to put some cinnamon for this because if it got any rot or damage, that will help. Okay, so that I made 3 there. So there's 3 here. I'll leave it here still because it should be better out in the open. Even if it rains, this pot will let out the water. It'll wick out from this cement pot, and yeah, I think it'll get more sun here maybe and more airflow. You can see so much of wind here. And the other one, where did I put the other one? Oh, put it at the back. Yeah, this other small. These two were so tiny. I cut out so much of the leaves, and I just put it here. So this pot is also small and should keep it dry. Okay, so check your plants all the time. That's why it's so important to see what's happening in the garden. Now I'm going to just take out this gasteria. Although it doesn't seem to be damaged, I like it. I'm going to take this fat one here out. Look at the leaves. I'm going to take that and put it in another pot just to keep it safe. Okay, so I pulled this out and it didn't look bad or anything, but I just put a little bit of cinnamon. Look how cute it's gonna look in that pot. Yeah, I'll just put a little bit more, just in case. Because see, I just pulled out and it got cut. that's okay, they'll still grow. Yeah, I'll put a picture of this Gasteria's flowers and you'll see how pretty it is. It looks just like an aloe flower, but much prettier. Not saying that aloe flowers are not pretty, but this one's just got a different shade to it. I'll leave this outside as well, but just being out of the ground, even if it stays wet, I mean, if it gets wet, it won't stay wet because the spots dry out quicker. And they don't like too much of water, this Gasteria. It's fine. Okay. Oh, that looks so cute. Let me show you. Ah, that looks so cute. Right, I just want to show you this Rabusha. I also got to that job. I lifted that up off the ground and just put in a bit more soil and rock underneath so it can drain. You can see there's a huge slant there. And also this Gymnocalacium, I got around to lifting that once it finished flower. I picked it up and just, you can see it looks like it's sitting on a little mountain top now. But yeah, hopefully that stays dry over winter when it rains. Yeah. And I finally got around to staking up this euphorbia, or giving it some support so it can stand up. Remember how it had been falling on the ground the entire season? Well, now it's at least upright and it can grow properly. That's so much better. It takes up less space also. This plant has been really struggling. This one here. You remember I cut off that portion that got rotten, but it's still like every part is starting to get dry, and look here, all this is rotting. So even though we had such a hot summer, I think this was still too moist for it. Next to this rock, it didn't like it, and so I'm gonna take it out of here completely from this bed, and I'm gonna put it into a terracotta pot, and then I'll see how that goes, if it recovers, and if it does better. I mean, it's still flowering and things like that, but it's just I'm just worried. Look, see there, that portion also is getting dried out, so I don't want the whole thing to go before it does. I'm going to take it out and pot it up. Wow, it's so hard. I don't know what the root system it's like. Seems to be tucked in there. Let's try from this end. Oh, that's better. Oh, got so much of roots. But yeah, I'm going to put it in the terracotta. So I think it will do better. It'll be nice and dry for it. Okay, so you can see what that looks like now. I'll leave it out here. And hopefully no more stems get dry. It's got buds in there, you can see. And there as well. So I hate to have disturbed it, but yeah, more and more was drying up. So I just thought I better do it. Okay. This one down. Okay, so this was not what I planned on doing. I was just gonna clean up the spot and go. But look, I don't let perfect get in the way of getting things done. So that's my homemade trellis. Yeah, but this ivy was so struggling. It was so sad there, just left and just struggling to survive. You can see how it's dried up. But it gets such pretty flowers in winter or as it gets cooler. So I thought, oh, I don't know, sometimes you just get started on something, and this vine took me hours to untangle because I had just wound it up and left it in that pot for years. I think it was there for since 2022 maybe. And yeah, so let's see how it does. And just now, gosh, I didn't think I would untangle it, but it's untangled, and there it is. And look, it was already even starting to bloom. So I will give you an update. Let's just see how it does over the next couple of weeks, and then I'll do a follow-up. But this, if it fills up this wall, I can't even go because it's this narrow spot here. Yeah, so if it fills up this space, it'll be so pretty. Yeah, that won't take up space down there, it'll just go up. I'll keep tying it up there, and it'll give it some green space. Yeah, for these bedrooms that are here, they got something to look at. Right, okay, let's see how we go.